Let's explore the enchanting beginning of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone through a simplified narrative. This tale unfolds on a serene country lane in England, a road lined with dwellings where everyday life unfolds. In one of these residences lives a family known as the Dursleys. The patriarch, Amar Dursley, dedicates his professional hours to an office, valuing order and predictable routines above all else, meaning his days follow a consistent pattern. His wife, Mrs. Dursley, tends to their household and observes the goings-on of their neighbors. Their son, Dudley, is the apple of their eye, and the Dursleys deeply cherish him. This family holds a strong aversion to anything unusual or out of the ordinary, particularly any form of magic, wanting absolutely no part of it in their lives. However, as darkness descends one evening, an unexpected event occurs. A feline creature is observed perched on a wall near their home, exhibiting an unusual intensity in its gaze, as if it's intently watching the house. Subsequently, a remarkably tall gentleman makes his appearance. He is distinguished by a flowing beard and eyes that convey inherent kindness. This individual is identified as Albus Dumbledore, a wizard, meaning a man possessing magical abilities. Shortly thereafter, another figure arrives. This one is a witch, a woman who wields magic. Her name is Professor McGonagall. They engage in hushed conversation on the street, their dialogue centered on an infant. This child is named Harry Potter. They discuss a catastrophic event, revealing that Harry's parents have tragically passed away, having been killed by a wicked sorcerer. Wicked here signifies someone exceptionally bad and ruthless. Despite this immense loss, the infant Harry has miraculously survived. Survived implies living through peril or adversity. A sudden, loud noise emanates from above, and a colossal man appears, descending on a motorcycle that defies gravity. This giant is named Hagrid. Though immense in stature, he possesses a gentle disposition. He cradles a very young child in his arms. It is indeed Harry. Mr. Dumbledore accepts the baby boy, gazing at him with tender affection. Harry bears a small mark on his forehead, a scar. Mr. Dumbledore then places the baby gently at the Dursleys' doorstep, accompanying him with a written message that elucidates certain matters. They leave the child there for the night. The following morning, the Dursleys discover the infant. This discovery does not bring them joy. They remain resolute in their desire to keep any magical elements away from their home. Nevertheless, they bring Harry inside. Years unfold, and Harry grows up within the Dursley household. But his upbringing is far from felicitous. The Dursleys treat him unkindly, meaning they are not gentle or caring towards him. Harry's sleeping quarters are a cramped space beneath the stairs, a remarkably small and dimly lit area where he endures cold. His attire consists of worn-out garments, and he receives no special occasions like birthday gifts. In stark contrast, Dudley is lavish with everything in abundance of playthings, celebratory cakes, presents, and immense attention. Harry, on the other hand, receives nothing, leading him to feel a profound sense of solitude and sadness, feeling fundamentally different from everyone around him. Curiously, peculiar occurrences manifest in Harry's vicinity. At moments of fear, inexplicable magical events unfold. On one occasion at school, Dudley and his companions pursue Harry. As they chase him, Harry suddenly ascends high into the air, landing atop the school's roof. He has no understanding of how he achieved this feat, but it is undeniably magic. Another instance involves the Dursleys arbitrarily cutting Harry's hair exceedingly short, fueled by their anger. Yet, the very next morning, his hair has inexplicably regrown, as if it has been restored overnight. This phenomenon is far from normal, and the Dursleys are left bewildered and fearful. Unable to comprehend these occurrences, they try to suppress anything strange and, by extension, Harry himself. One day, a peculiar letter arrives addressed to Harry. Written on green parchment, it bears his name, Harry Potter, and specifies his sleeping location, the cupboard under the stairs. Harry is astonished, as he has never received correspondence before. However, before he can examine it, Mr. Dursley confiscates the letter. The subsequent day brings an influx of more letters, followed by an even greater number. The house is inundated with correspondence, arriving through every conceivable opening: doors, windows, and even the chimney. This cascade of letters plunges the Dursleys into a state of panic, characterized by sudden fear and confusion. In response, they decide to flee. They embark on a journey far from the urban center, seeking refuge in a dilapidated cottage situated near the sea. This humble dwelling offers a semblance of safety, or so they believe. However, as night falls, a resounding knock echoes from their door, a formidable boom. The sudden, forceful breach of the door reveals a towering figure, none other than Hagrid. Upon seeing Harry, Hagrid's face breaks into a warm, genuine smile. He offers a simple greeting, "Hello, Harry," and then delivers news that is nothing short of astonishing. "Harry, you are a wizard." Harry, struggling to comprehend this revelation, initially dismisses it as a jest. However, Hagrid patiently and thoroughly explains the truth. Harry's parents were, in fact, gifted wizards themselves, individuals of great goodness and courage. Their lives were tragically cut short by a malevolent sorcerer named Voldemort. This dark wizard also attempted to end Harry's life, but, inexplicably, the spell failed. Harry remarkably survived this encounter. This survival, Hagrid explains, is the very reason for Harry's widespread recognition within the wizarding community. Many individuals are familiar with his name. Harry's gaze drifts to the scar on his forehead. Realizing it is a permanent reminder of that fateful night, a profound understanding begins to dawn. He is not an ordinary boy. He is, in fact, special. The following day marks a significant journey for Harry, as Hagrid escorts him to London. Their destination is a hidden, wondrous thoroughfare known as Diagon Alley, a place shielded from the perception of ordinary folk. Here, Harry encounters a world brimming with marvels, shops dedicated to magic, enchanted flying brooms, wise owls, and the essential wands. He procures his school books and acquires robes, which are long, flowing garments characteristic of wizards. Crucially, Harry is also presented with a wand. In the realm of magic, the wand itself selects its wielder, a deeply significant event. This profound connection signifies that the wand has chosen Harry. Hagrid then imparts knowledge about Hogwarts, the esteemed academy for aspiring witches and wizards. Harry is informed that his enrollment at this magical institution is imminent. For the first time in his entire existence, Harry experiences a surge of happiness, a potent sense of excitement, and a radiant feeling of hope. He is no longer merely a solitary boy, he is destined to be a wizard, with a defined place in the world, and his extraordinary story is only just beginning. As summer draws to a close, the day of Harry's departure for Hogwarts arrives. Hagrid instructs him to proceed to King's Cross Station in London and to locate platform 9 3/4. Harry accompanies the Dursleys to the bustling train station, but they offer no assistance, instead choosing to mock him and leave him alone with his luggage. Harry surveys his surroundings, locating platform 10, but the promised platform 9 3/4 remains elusive, leaving him utterly confused and perplexed. Then, his attention is drawn to a family with numerous children, all possessing striking red hair, who are discussing Hogwarts. This is the esteemed Weasley family. Mrs. Weasley, a woman of remarkable kindness and warmth, notices Harry standing alone and, recognizing his predicament, reveals a vital secret. To reach the platform, he must walk directly through the solid walls situated between platforms 9 and 10, trusting implicitly and with unwavering belief. A wave of nervousness washes over Harry, accompanied by a touch of apprehension and uncertainty. However, drawing a deep breath, he summons his courage and sprints towards the wall. To his astonishment, he passes through it effortlessly. He is now on platform 9 3/4, where a magnificent crimson train, the Hogwarts Express, awaits. Students are scattered everywhere, laden with trunks and accompanied by their owls and cats, their excitement palpable. Harry boards the train and finds an empty seat, settling in alone. Soon after, a boy with red hair enters the compartment. This is Ron Weasley, a shy yet friendly individual. Ron joins Harry, and their conversation begins, leading to shared snacks and laughter. Harry purchases a variety of sweets from the trolley that circulates throughout the train. Enjoying a feast of food he has never before experienced, he generously shares his bounty with Ron, marking the nascent stages of a profound friendship, a deep and kind connection. A young girl soon enters their compartment. Her name is Hermione Granger, and she is depicted as intelligent and self-assured, with a tendency to speak extensively and a strong adherence to rules. Initially, Ron feels a flicker of annoyance, bordering on anger, but Hermione proves to be both kind and helpful. The three young individuals begin to forge bonds with one another. During the train journey, Harry also encounters another boy named Draco Malfoy. Draco is portrayed as wealthy and arrogant, possessing an inflated sense of self-importance and believing himself superior to others. Draco extends an offer of friendship to Harry, but his disparaging remarks about Ron are met with disapproval. Harry, valuing loyalty, steadfastly chooses Ron as his friend instead. This decisive choice serves as a crucial indicator of Harry's character, highlighting his inherent personality and deeply held values. The train continues its journey, traversing through mountains and forests, ultimately halting at a modest station enveloped in darkness. A loud voice calls out, "First year's over here." It is Hagrid, his face lighting up with a smile as he spots Harry. The new students follow Hagrid along a winding path, eventually boarding small boats for a passage across a tranquil lake. The night air is still, and the water is placid. Suddenly, a breathtaking sight emerges before them. Hogwarts, a colossal castle adorned with soaring towers, its windows radiating a magical glow. The students are filled with awe and profound wonder. Upon arriving at the imposing castle doors, they are greeted by Professor McGonagall, who outlines the next crucial step. They will be systematically sorted into their respective houses. This sorting process is essentially the selection of groups, and Hogwarts boasts for distinct houses, each functioning as a team where students reside and engage in their studies together. They enter a grand hall, a magnificent space where candles drift serenely in the air. At the front, a long table is set for the teachers, with Professor Dumbledore seated prominently. He surveys the students with a kind, welcoming smile. Resting upon a stool is an old, enchanted hat, known as the sorting hat. One by one, students take their place on the stool. The hat is placed upon their heads, and it declares their designated house. When Harry's turn arrives, he is consumed by intense nervousness. The hat is placed on his head, and it begins to communicate subtly within his mind, discerning a spirit of courage and bravery within him. The hat makes its pronouncement, and to Harry's relief, he finds himself in company with Ron and Hermione, all placed in the same house. Following the sorting ceremony, a sumptuous dinner is served. The tables groan under the weight of an abundance of food that appears as if by magic. Harry marvels at the sheer quantity of sustenance, a broad smile gracing his face as he experiences genuine happiness. Professor Dumbledore rises to address the students, offering a warm welcome and a significant warning. A specific corridor is strictly forbidden, and students are expressly prohibited from entering it. Harry listens attentively, his mind buzzing with excitement for his new academic life, yet also sensing an underlying air of mystery and something distinctly unusual. That evening, Harry retires to the dormitory, the sleeping quarters for students at the school. Lying in his bed, he surveys his surroundings, feeling a profound sense of safety. For the first time in his life, he feels truly at home, surrounded by friends, possessing a sense of belonging and a brightly illuminated future. The inaugural morning at Hogwarts dawns with palpable excitement. Harry awakens early, gazing out his window at the magnificent towers, the verdant trees, and the vast expanse of the lake, a deep sense of happiness pervading him. The students gather in the great hall for breakfast, where an array of food, including eggs, bread, fruit, and juice, magically appears. Following breakfast, classes commence. Their first lesson is potions, the art of creating magical concoctions in bottles, some of which can be helpful, while others are hazardous. The instructor is Professor Snape, a man of stern demeanor and cold disposition, who is decidedly unfriendly. Snape regards Harry with palpable dislike and bombards him with questions, the answers to which Harry largely does not know. Snape's lack of kindness leaves Harry feeling deeply uncomfortable. The subsequent class is Transfiguration, taught by Professor McGonagall. This discipline involves the transformation of one object into another. Professor McGonagall, though strict, is perceived as fair, valuing rules but acting with justice. She demonstrates magical prowess by transforming a cat into a table, leaving the students utterly astonished and impressed. This concludes today's segment of the story. This was the initial part of this narrative. If you desire a continuation with a second part, please voice your interest in the comments section. Furthermore, if you have any recommendations for other stories or films you would like to explore, do share them. Until our next meeting, continue to learn, continue to speak, and continue to believe in your own capabilities. Farewell for now.